And we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about the New York Knicks right now. All right, we're going to take that off the screen so that I do not get flagged, because they will flag me. So let's get ready to talk about these New York Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. All right, the New York Knicks lost tonight to the San Antonio Spurs in typical New York Knick fashion. And excuse me if the lighting is a little bit weird. I'm working on, I'm working on some things in the studio. It's kind of going over a little bit more of a little bit more of a transition right now. So excuse me if the lighting is a little bit off. Should be fixed by the next stream. All right, and if I'm a little bit off, excuse me, because I'm pretty tired right now. I've been running for the last, I don't know how many days, man. It's been a little bit crazy for me. It's been hectic. I'm actually just getting in the door, to tell you the truth. About a half an hour ago, I'm just getting in the door. I had to drive 2 hours. I had to get up. Listen, I slept 2 hours last night, got up early this morning, drove for 2 hours. Right, so I slept 2 hours, got up early, drove 2 hours, and I was in a meeting all day long. Right, and then I had to drive an hour and a half out of the way to drop somebody off because they had some car trouble. And then after that car trouble, I had to drive all the way home. So I'm really just getting in the door. I watched the game on my way home. I watched the game on my way home. So I don't, it is what it is. DeAndre Jordan almost had a triple-double tonight, but it was all for naught because the New York Knicks lost to the San Antonio Spurs. And they lost in, they lost in bad fashion to the San Antonio Spurs, only scoring 83 points tonight. Right, Damian Dotson led the way. Kadeem Allen played well, continues to prove that he is an NBA player. Kadeem Allen does. So big shout out to Kadeem Allen. What is it? You said, Slick Nick, you said, hey, send Red Bull or coffee. Actually, neither, man. I don't drink coffee and I don't drink energy drinks. So I'm just running off of pure adrenaline, to tell you the truth. Pure adrenaline. You know what I'm saying? And the will, the need to, I know that, I've got a job to do. So I'm just basically running off of that. You feel me? That's basically just where it is. So let's talk about some things tonight, man. We're going to talk about the Knicks, obviously, but I do want to talk about some other things. But we'll go ahead and we'll talk about the game. I'm about to pull the appearing up so we can see if we can get some people to join into the appearing. But there's some things I want to talk about with just New York sports in general, right? It's no secret that I'm a New York Giants fan. No secret at all that I'm a New York Giants fan. And obviously you all know already that Odell Beckham is no longer a New York Giant. Talk about that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of crazy that the two stars that were supposed to take New York sports into the next millennium are gone. Now we still got Saquon Barkley. That's my man. You know what I mean? But just how nice was it supposed to be to have Saquon Barkley? And I know this is a Knicks show, ladies and gentlemen, but I just wanted to get it off my chest. How nice was it supposed to be or going to be to have Odell Beckham and Saquon Barkley ride this thing out with the New York Giants? That was supposed to be a beautiful pairing. It was supposed to I thought it was supposed to bring the Giants back to prominence. Now, Odell is gone. Right? Odell is gone. And I see Robert Perez said, I don't mind Odell being out of town. I get it. I understand. Odell had a lot of shenanigans with him, Odell had a lot of things with him. I feel you on that. I do. But damn, he's such a talent, right? Odell was such a talent, such a talented dude, player. I mean, hopefully he can, he'll just get his stuff together. You know what I mean? But he's such a talent. I mean, his stuff is together. His attitude and shenanigans. Hopefully he can get that out, move that out the way. But let me ask this. What do we do now with Eli? I mean, I know we still got some guys out there, but we don't got Odell. I mean, Odell was supposed to be the guy to help bring Eli one more championship. Eli's not going to be coming back after next year, in my opinion. It's done. It's done. He's gone, in my opinion, right? Listen, I supported Eli to the tilt. I really did. I supported Eli Manning to the tilt. I wanted the Giants to win again with Eli back there, to win one more with Eli back there. But I watched Eli play, and the game, when I see him play now, the game is just too fast for Eli, in my opinion. It seems like the game is too fast. Defensive backs are, they close in, they close out too fast for him now. Linemen get to him faster than he can realize. And Eli has never been the type of quarterback that's going to run anyway. He doesn't move well with his feet anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, man. Eli's done. The Giants need to make some moves in that aspect. But it is what it is. So, New York, the Knicks, the Giants, got rid of Odell, got rid of KP within, what? 3 months, 3 months. Got rid of what was supposed to be two of the biggest stars in New York sports. Gone. It is what it is, though. We move on, we move forward. We live to fight another day. You know what I mean? So let's talk. Let's just get into this game a little bit. We haven't had, get into the game and talk about the game just a little bit. The Knicks, as I said, lost to the San Antonio Spurs. I got a couple people waiting to get in. I got Nate, I got Isaiah, I got Guermo, and we're gonna get this thing. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing going. You know what I mean? Looks like Nate is no longer in there. We're gonna go ahead and get this rocking. I'm gonna pull these guys over. We're gonna start talking a little bit. All right. Again, like I said, excuse me for the bad lighting.
Hey, what's up, Guillermo?
You know what I mean? Going through some changes here in the studio, so excuse the bad lighting. All right, let's get with it. I got Isaiah, I got Nate, I got Guermo, and we're gonna make this thing happen. Guermo, what's popping, man? How you feeling?
Yo, it was good. I love the football talk, man. I wish you did a little bit more, but yeah, man, I'm ready to get on the Giants, man. I hate the Giants. I don't hate the Giants. I'm not a Giants fan, but
yo, how you gonna let Guillermo go first? I'm not
gonna get on the Giants. I actually, the thing with David Gettleman, I think he has the old man syndrome because he's made some moves that are questionable, especially with Odell. You could have franchised him and then traded him, so no dead money plus you get a compensation pick. He could have done that last year. He didn't. He signed a guy, then he had regret. Odell's only giving you what? The win record's 35-50. You don't win Super Bowls with name the last great wide receiver to carry a team to Super Bowl. So I mean, it is what it is. I understand the trade because also take into account, Sim, I know you gotta get to other people. The LA Rams were supposed to do a trade with the Giants last year. Mm-hmm. The LA Rams got Aqib Talib, and they also got Marcus Peters. These are two knuckle. They had Ndamukong Suh, so they don't mind taking on bad people. Allegedly, Odell Beckham's profile, regards to stuff that he has off the field, was so bad. Mm-hmm. And as I mentioned, we see it's stuff that like they had investigators on him, their own little PI guys on him. It was so bad that the LA Rams like we don't want to touch him. We don't want to have anything to do with him. So you guys in the long run dodged the bullet with Odell. One of the greatest talents I've seen in wide receivers. I went just to draft him. We weren't going to get him. I think we had the 18 or 16 pick. We weren't going to get him. Odell's one of the greatest wide receivers I've ever seen personally. but he has stuff that's with him. So just be happy. You guys got rid of him. You guys got first round, third rounder, and Jabril Peppers, who's decent. You guys should got a pass rusher, but it is. But Sim, I think the thing we need to talk about tonight, though, I don't know if you heard, and I don't know if you guys mentioned it before. Go and look at what James Dolan said about our players, and he said that the guys we have now, that none of these guys are core guys. This is how we're selling out for these stupid free agents.
I definitely wanted to talk about that. So let's get in and let's talk about it. And the past 3 weeks I've been ripping and running, moving all over the place. I think things are about to settle down for about 2 weeks. So it should be good. I planned on doing a big March Madness draft special. I didn't get a chance to do it. Hopefully I get a chance to do it this weekend. That's my plan. But let's talk about that. James Dolan, the first thing let's talk about the first thing, right? What did you think about how James Dolan treated that fan?
I mean, he's a petulant rich child. James Dolan's the type of guy that for a fact, he's a guy who brings the ball, but no one wants to pick him. And if he's not going to get picked, he goes home with the ball. Like, he's a petulant child. He's a man-child. He's pathetic. But it is what it is. Unfortunately, money talks, right? Integrity. We don't have a guy who's integrous or whatever. He's a bum, and he's stupid because you're already not liked. So, and I think that the K thing is in a bag. But what about other free agents? They're gonna look at you and be like, why would I want to go to play New York, and then not say we don't win, and we're not winning enough, and they're like, why would I want to go for an owner? Especially a guy who talks about his core like that, treats fans like that, treated Charles Oakley like that, treats any reporter who doesn't agree with him like that. He's a petulant man-child, man. Like, and this sounds awful, but they're gonna treat him like how they treated Al Davis. And Al Davis actually beloved somewhat, but it was just like, all right, we're kind of tired of him. When he died, and I'm not wishing for anything bad on James Dolan. Mark this out, I'm not wishing for anything bad. But when James Dolan passes, people aren't gonna feel like they're not. It's gonna be like, oh, okay, that's good. Let's move on. And you never want to feel that way about an actual human. Like, there've been people that you did not like or whatever, but you never wish, when they died, it's like, damn, rest in peace. People are going to feel like to James Dolan, like, I don't, whatever. Let's move on. So he's destroying his own legacy in that regard, man. Like, what he did was just pathetic. Just walk. Just go away. Who cares? Ignore the guy. And you're talking about, they were baiting me in. And dude, you're a grown A man with the whole franchise to yourself, bro. Do you understand why people want to come to New York? Why they don't like New York?
I get it. Yeah, I get it. Now, the only thing I say is this. I get it. You know what? You're the majority owner. You own the majority of shares of the Madison Square Garden, the corporation, right? Which makes you the owner of the Knicks, the Rangers, the Liberty, and all these other all these other
teams and franchises
come under Madison Square Garden, right? Mm-hmm. So I definitely get it. It's like, it's one fan, move on. But I just ask this: if you owned a store and somebody walked into your store and they're like, "You suck. You need to get rid of this place because you don't know what you're doing." It's basically that's what the guy is saying when he says sell the team. Would you want him to leave your store?
Sim, he still bought something from the store, right? That guy still paid a ticket, right? And you know what I would do? You know what I would do to that guy? I would actually, you kill him with kindness. I would actually sit down and, hey, can we sit down and talk? And I'd be like, hey, what is it that you don't like about this team? Where would you improve this team? And I'd actually give him my side of the story and say, this is my view, my perspective. A lot of times these fans, they talk and do this stuff because they never think that they could get a word with James Dolan. But if you actually sat down and talked with them, they'd be like, oh, crap. One, he's talking to me. Two, oh, crap, he's not as bad as I thought. And I can see his perspective. I may disagree with him, and he'd be the first guy to be like, you know what, James Dolan, I may not agree with him, but at least he's a guy with integrity. I looked at him wrong. Maybe the media has him wrong. You kill him with kindness. You go, you contrast it. You don't feed into the enemy's line. You go, you flank him. So you actually sit down, you talk with the guy, you build a rapport with the guy. That's the thing with James Dolan. It's like, look, if I was running a store, if I was running a bodega, and all my fruits, and people kept coming, just had to come only bodega in town, and I had rotting fruits. I had just chips from 1994 and whatever that people were still eating as trash. yes, I'm making money, but can I make it better? Can I actually have a store that would give me bigger profits and better interactions with the people in the community?
Right.
I could have a better standout or standing in the community. Why not do that? James Dolan thinks of it like, look, I'm making $4 billion. Why not make $8 billion or be worth $8 billion? Why not be worth $16 billion? The Knicks are I think we're the most profitable franchise. If we had Mark Cuban, Sim, this would probably be the top 3 most successful franchises, because Mark Cuban, one, would try to find us to be a winner on the court, and he would market us the right way. He'd make the fans love this team. They love this team despite James Dolan. Let me put it like that. But they'll make him love Mark Cuban, the owner, and they love the team. This guy, he's short-sighted. He doesn't have perspective. So, yeah, he's a man-child to me. I don't respect him, man. And then you sit there and you talk about all these guys on core players. What player wants to come and play with you after that? What one of these guys, like you said the other day, why would I want to work hard, Tim?
Yeah, so that's my next thing. Do you think, James Dolan opening his mouth, has made free agents say, kind of second think coming to New York?
Of course. The only guy, well, I think the KD thing is in the bag. But remember, KD, when people talk about LeBron and his movie stuff, KD's almost here for the same reason, right? He has that the 35, 25, whatever that thing is called, the venture capital fund. He's trying to build a name in New York, and he's smart because not a lot of athletes actually capitalize on trying to be in New York and take over that market. So I think it's already in the bag. He's coming because he even alluded to it. He's like, oh, yeah, we're going to succeed in free agency. We're going to be really successful. I know that. Like, he's stupid. So Katie's coming a bag.
He could be, he could be one of those guys, like you got Trump speak, right? Trump has his Trump speak where, he kind of just, talks everything up. James Dolan may be the same kind of guy. You know what I mean? Kind of talk things up.
I voted for Trump.
Yeah. Moving on from James Dolan, I want to get to this super chat. Daryl Pemberton hit me with a super chat. He said he just got back from the game. He said Dot exploded in the second half. Trier and Moutier almost came to blows on the bench.
Whoa.
Teammates had to hold back Trier from slapping Moutier. And that's something that I did not see.
Wait, he wasn't at the gate. This is on TV. I didn't see that on TV. What?
Well,
You're not gonna see it on
I guess
TV.
this guy was at the game.
Oh, he was at the game. Oh, wow.
At the game.
Oh.
Are the Knicks beginning to... Is the losing getting to the team?
Yes. Yes.
And listen, Nate, Isaiah, you guys are open. You guys can join in.
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean, when you lose like what, they probably lost like what 40 plus games already so far this year.
They're
40,
12.
I'm not sure.
You have 12 wins, right?
I mean, the main thing is they've lost over almost 50 games.
Yeah, they've lost over 50 already.
Okay, so they've lost over 50 games.
Man,
Yeah, I mean, I would get tired of losing. I mean, as a fan, I'm just like, I'm ready for this season to be over with. I'm ready for us to get to the draft and start building the team and looking forward to fall of 2019. I mean, losing takes a lot out of you as an athlete.
It does.
Especially when you lose over and over again. And if you watch that game, the Knicks were never really in the game. I mean, the defense was pathetic. I mean, we couldn't hit a shot if the life depended on it. I mean, we played with no energy, and I think, I mean, I could be wrong, but I think the team is shutting down for the season. I think that they're just hitting that proverbial wall where they just want to be done, and get to the off season.
Losing is painful.
Yeah.
Trolls.
As much as people want to tank and all that kind of stuff, losing is very, very painful.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's just a painful thing to lose night after night after night. It really just gets on your nerve. But let me ask this though, because this again involved Alonzo Trier. So we've seen Alonzo Trier have an issue with Hardaway, right? Before Hardaway was traded, there was an issue with Hardaway. Now, what's his name? Mr. Pemberton here. Daryl Pemberton, who, and again, by the way, thank you for the super chat, Daryl. I appreciate it. has just said that Trier and Moutier almost came to blows on the bench. Who knows exactly what happened? Do you think there's issues with surrounding Trier, or is it just frustration with the team? I'm sure Trier's not used to losing like this. He's came from, every program that he's played in have been winning programs, and now he's losing.
Well, Trier's an ISO player, and when you watch him play, I mean, he plays for himself. He doesn't play to involve other people. So I would be annoyed by playing with a guy like that because every time he's got the ball in his hands, he's looking to get his own. He's looking to score. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times defenses have figured him out, and he's turned over to the ball, or he's made a bad pass, or taken a bad shot. He's not making good decisions. And I'm not saying Moutier is a great passer either. Moutier is a terrible passer himself. I mean, both are ISO players, but just when I see Trier, I don't like his game, Sim. I mean, I get he's a good mid-range shooter. I get he's aggressive, but he doesn't play within the offense. He plays like he's the best guy on the team, and he's going to get all the shots. And I could see that being a problem if Fizdale doesn't rein him in, which he hasn't done.
What do you think, Isaiah? Go ahead, Isaiah.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Before anything, Sim, I just want to say I'm praying for the Muslim people in New Zealand. I'm praying for them. That it was crazy today. If you've seen the video, I mean, the video's crazy, but I'm just praying for them, and I hope everybody, it was okay. We need to get better in this world, and we need God more. Even if you believe in God, we just gotta just believe in the person next to you and believe in people, man. It's a crazy time we live in. Just want to say that. Dang, I wanted to talk about the Giants, but you gave it to the Jets fan. Now I'm a Giants fan. You gave it to the Jets fan.
I mean, say what you're gonna say, and then give us your piece about the Giants.
Yeah. So you want me to talk about Trier first or the Giants?
Trier.
Oh yeah, with Trier. Okay. You know what, Sim? I agree with Nate a lot, man. Listen, if you said it. You said it. What? You must have said this in like. Whenever Fizdale said he's just letting them play their style of play, I think that was in November or early December, I believe he said that. He lost the team right there. When you give a kid the green light, that's just to me utterly ridiculous. That's not good coaching. That's not good coaching whatsoever. To not put a system in for players, especially players like Trier, because I mean this is 2 times now. One time you can say okay. 2 times, okay, that's making me believe something's going on because, listen, I watch this kid every game, Sim, and this kid just, Sim, I mean, listen, I don't know basketball, not as much as you, and I can see what this kid, all he does is dribble, tries to beat his man. Once he can't beat his man, he gives the ball right back with 7 seconds left so another guy can do something. Or when we do a fast break, it might as well be a one-on-one because if there's a 2-man fast break with him, he's just going to keep the ball. Trier does not pass the ball, and it's just to a point where it's like I had to keep saying that. Fizz has really lost me this season. He really has. Because again, this wasn't about wins and losses this season. I didn't care about that part. I mean, I cared, but we all knew what the season was going to be. But it was just the fact that there's no principles in his game, and in his words, he backtracks on his words a lot. He all the things he was saying in the beginning of the season, he's not doing. This was supposed to me. I was gonna be excited to see a team that played defense and shared the ball. That's what I was looking for this season. I wasn't looking for the wins and losses because we were a young team and we weren't gonna be that good. But what I thought we were gonna do is play hard. 82 games, pass the ball, and play defense. This team right now is acting like a veteran team that's in purgatory where they're not that good and they're not going to make the playoffs, so they're on vacation.
Purgatory. With a U.
Yeah. Look, it's just the fact that they're acting like a veteran team that's ready to go. When they're a young team, that should be playing hard 82 games. There's no excuse of why this team is not playing. That is on coaching. That is on the players. That is on everybody in the team. There's no excuse of why this team is not playing hard. We have point guards that can't pass. It took an injury for Kadeem Allen to get back on the team, which is just ridiculous.
Crazy.
Sim, listen, again, I like Fizdale. I really do. I believed in him when we got him. I wanted Mike Budenholzer, but I wasn't mad with Fizdale either. It's just a lot with Fizdale right now that just it's taking a lot for me. It's just a lot, Sim, with Fizdale.
Let me ask you guys.
I don't get.
Do you think that Fizdale has lost the attention of these guys?
Him and Dolan.
He has lost the team. He's lost the attention of the team. I will say that. He hasn't lost the team because I really do believe these guys like playing for Fizz. It's just he's not doing his job for them. He's not giving these kids the tools that they needed in the beginning to succeed. Like, it's so easy, Sim. I mean, I'm not a parent, but I'm going to just try to assume by you, it would have been easy for you to give your kids candy and ice cream every day. They would have loved you for it, but it wouldn't have been good for them.
It's been diabetic.
So, it's the same with the team. You like that, though. You like that, Sim, a little bit, right? But he gave them, okay, you guys are going to just play your style of ball, and we'll figure it out later. You can't give your kids candy for dinner every day. They're going to love you for it. They're gonna like it, but it's not going to be good for them. I like that analogy a lot. I'm going to use that more. Huh? I like that. You can move on.
Hey, Sam, can I say one thing to say what Isaiah, speaking of Isaiah? The thing about is that
you're trying to say structure.
There's no structure, right? There's also no perspective. There's no philosophy, right? So these guys may like playing for Fizdale because they can shoot and get their numbers up, but they're not going to appreciate playing for Fizdale, right? There's a big difference. Like when you have guys like, say, a Riley, right? A Pat Riley, even though Spoelstra coaches that team, Pat Riley's going to get you in shape, whether you want to or not. You're going to get in shape. You're going to play defense. So you may not like it. It may not look good for your so-called individual numbers. But when you look up and you're in the playoffs and you can upset teams, and all you need is maybe a piece here and there, and you're building a foundation to a team, you're going to appreciate, like, damn, Pat Riley told me discipline, or him and Spoelstra told me discipline. They told me, how to condition myself, condition my body, how to pace myself. They helped me specialize in certain shots. Same thing with Greg Popovich, right? You may not like it because, hey, it's boring basketball. I got to pass the ball. I got to facilitate. I got to do all this stuff. But you're going to appreciate when you look like a winner, when you shouldn't be a winner, right? Patty Mills, right? A guy like Patty Mills, you look at this guy's like, it's Patty Mills, but he's always going to be playing for a winner, right? So, I mean, you look at this team, it's not just Fizdale, but when you have a coach, a front office, and an owner who look at you and you're not core because they want to sell themselves out, they want to whore themselves out to free agents and Zion Williamson, of course, chaos is going to ensue. Look at this team. Who on this team that you look at, Sim, besides maybe Mitchell Robinson and Dotson and Kadeem Allen, who's a veteran? Can you look at it and say they're playing like they really want to play for the Knicks? Like you see them and it's like they wear that Knicks logo on their sleeve. They go to the Garden every night and they want to kill somebody or they want to die for a rebound. They want to go all out for this team. You don't see it. That's why every second half,
hold on, Gamble.
collapse. Like we just fall apart in the second half because we don't have that fire in us, man.
You do know San Antonio got 3 All-Stars on their team, and the Knicks have none.
Yeah, but the All-Stars don't mean. Hold on, because he keeps saying this. The All-Stars don't mean.
They got Aldridge, they got DeRozan, and they got other cat.
Greg Popovich gets to the playoffs with little to no All-Stars or with a whole bunch of All-Stars. He's a great coach all around.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be in the playoffs without LaMarcus and DeRozan.
What happened last year, C-Dog? When Kawhi won to play 9 games and they still made the playoffs.
They still had Aldridge.
And they won 50 and they won 49 or 48.
You mean the same Aldridge that he was about to trade, right? Because he wasn't.
It doesn't matter if they was about to trade him. He's still an All-Star.
It's not about All-Stars. It's not just only about All-Stars. Look at the Kings. Buddy Hill was looking.
Here we go. Look at the Kings.
Year player, and they were close to the play. I think they're 5 games out right now, something like that, right? They were close to the playoffs. That plays like, yo, we are playing for the Kings. This is our team. They play like they're proud to play for that team. Cauley Stein was seen as a bust. And now he's seen as one of the better defensive.
But they got a team. They got a lot of role players, and they got players that know their role are.
Right.
That's why
But
they play
that
well.
comes from what? That comes from what? That comes from also coaching and
Hey,
your front office.
wait, Guillermo.
Not just all stars.
Wait, Sim.
No.
Yeah.
I saved the screenshot because I wanted to read it to you, but you haven't been on, right? This was on March 10th, and Fizdale quoted this. Fizdale said, "The last 3 practices, the only guy that hit the floor for loose balls was Mitchell Robinson."
Right. I read that. I read it.
And when I read that, I got so pissed off to the fact that he said the last 3 practices, the only player to get a loose ball was Mitchell Robinson. Sim, these guys are 20. Most of these guys, besides Lance Thomas, are under 25. What the hell are you talking about? The only player to get the ball is Mitchell Robinson to get a loose ball. I mean, Sim, I don't even know why.
But that falls the coach, man. They don't give the structure.
Even said that. That just showed me that there's no fire, there's no effort in practice. I mean, in 3 practices to get the only.
But where's the accountability? Where's the accountability?
Nate, I thought the accountability was you eat what you kill or whatever that stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
And okay. Everybody's vegan.
I mean, if I'm a coach and nobody's diving for the ball, I'd be ripping them a new one every practice.
It would have been better
them dive for that ball.
shut up and didn't say anything, because we know that now it's obvious that you're tanking. So now everything you said before, it's not for us, the fans. It doesn't matter to the fans as long as we see wins and see progress. It depends on how you interpret or how you relate it to your players. If you tell people you eat what you kill, but after Dotson was averaging 15 points in 5 games, even Clyde Frazier said, "Why is he sitting down when he was doing well?" You know what I mean? Yeah. So you only harp on Frank when Tim Hardaway was here. You didn't sit him. You didn't harp on him. So the players look at it and be like, this coach he's full of BS, and this team really doesn't like me, especially when you have your owner saying you are not a core player. A guy like Dotson's going out there, and he's probably overperforming for where, let's be honest, he's probably overperforming in terms of his talent. But that's the type of role player you want.
Wait, Guillermo.
Philosophy, play defense, and do what you want him to do. And then you sit there and say he's not a core player. How are you supposed to feel? Look at the Lakers. Look at the Lakers. The Lakers basically said the same thing. When they tried to trade all these players for Antonio Davis, that team, they didn't feel like playing for LeBron.
Davis. Who's that, bro?
They didn't care to play for LeBron again. So, I mean, when you say all this stuff and you're not consistent with your word and attitude, philosophy, all that stuff matters to these players, man. We sit here and we don't care because Zion and free agents, but these guys are playing for their contracts, their lives, their families. Like, there's pride that goes into this, man. Yeah, and if there's no direction from the coach, no philosophy, man, it's just a bunch of chickens running with their heads.
Wait, can I say one more thing?
Yeah. Go ahead. Say one more thing that we're going to get to. I'm going to recap the game a little bit, and then we'll come back and talk. But go ahead.
Because I'm reading the chat, and I'm watching the chat, and people are talking about, well, most of the players are not going to be here. This is what I don't understand, and this is why I don't understand what people don't understand about a culture. You guys are talking about they're not going to be here, but you still got to establish a culture. Why do you think when players go to San Antonio, they run a system? When you go to Golden State, it's run a system. It's not about you. It's about the system. When you go to the Patriots, you don't go to the Patriots to do what you do. You do what they do. Why do you think those teams wins championships? People are talking about when players leave or they're not going to be here. It's not about that. It's about establishing a culture. When you come in here, for the few players that are going to be here, you're going to establish a culture. Like, this is how we do things. This is how we're going to play. This is how we're going to win. People got to stop talking about you. People, that gets me so mad because people talk to players like it's easy, like you're going to win a championship automatically. Stop doing that, because that's not how sports are played. You don't play sports with 1 or 2 players. You play sports as a team. So when people keep talking about these players are not going to be here, you got to remember, if you establish a system, it's about establishing a system and being interchangeable so the system can still work no matter what. People got to get better with that, man. Stop saying all these players are not going to be here, so this don't matter. That's not how sports are played.
All right. Well, let me get to the recap. And for the record, I do agree with you, Isaiah. I definitely agree with you there. You know, you want to establish your style of play and how you plan on playing, so that free agents, they can look and say, yes, I fit into this, I do not fit into this, or whatever it is. And not even just for free agents, but just so that you have an identity, bottom line. But let me go ahead and just do a recap game, and then we can get back into talking about some stuff because I have some other questions that I want to ask everyone. The Knicks tonight, as you know, lost to the San Antonio Spurs as expected, right? We weren't going to beat these guys twice in a row. Not this season, we weren't going to. You know, so we lost to the San Antonio Spurs. The San Antonio Spurs got their revenge on the New York Knicks as expected. The Knicks lost to the San Antonio Spurs 109-85. The Knicks tried to make it a little bit closer than we thought. You know, they tried to go on a little bit of a run in the third quarter. I think they cut the game to about 8, but they just couldn't sustain it. And the San Antonio Spurs right now in the 7th spot in the West, you know, trying to hold on the 7th or 8th spot, wherever they are, trying to hold on and fighting to hold on to their playoff spot. But no, the Knicks weren't getting this win. Again, the Knicks lost 109-83, lost by 26 points to the San Antonio Spurs. Let's look at the matchup before we look at the box scores. The Knicks down by 11 after the first quarter. They played better in the second quarter. They actually win the third quarter. They lose the fourth quarter by 13. Biggest lead for the San Antonio Spurs was 28. It definitely got out of control in the fourth quarter. As the Spurs took a commanding lead, the Knicks' biggest lead was 1. San Antonio Spurs defeated the Knicks in rebounding, or out-rebounded the Knicks 45-41. Out-assisted the Knicks 31-21. The San Antonio Spurs had 8 steals, 6 blocks, 9 turnovers. The Knicks had 16 turnovers, 4 blocks, and 6 steals. The Knicks only shot 40.7% from the field. Spurs shot 53.4%. The Knicks were 8 for 20 from 3 for 40%. The Spurs were 7 for 21 for 33%. Again, the Knicks only going to the line 9 times and still only made 5 of them, shooting 55.6% from the line, while the Spurs, they only went to the line 10 times, and they shot 80% from the line, from the stripe. Take a look at the box scores. The Knicks, not much to write home about except for maybe DeAndre Jordan. Well, Kadeem Allen played very well. But Kevin Knox, he only had 7 points, no rebounds. No rebounds, that's unacceptable to me. That's totally unacceptable for Kevin Knox to have no rebounds in the game. He played 24 minutes, no rebounds. That just can't happen. I remember a game a long time ago when Patrick Ewing had 1 point, I think. Forgot who he was playing. He had 1 point. The media killed him. Now, obviously, Kevin Knox isn't Patrick Ewing. The media killed him. But you knew Patrick Ewing was going to come back and do his thing. Kevin Knox, we don't know. He had 0 rebounds. We don't know if he's ever going to be the rebounder that he could be. Somebody need to light some fire under that kid, man. You can't have 0 rebounds. I don't care. Noah Vonleh started tonight. 4 points, 1 assist. No rebounds for Noah Vonleh. He only played 8 minutes though. DeAndre Jordan, 11 points, 13 rebounds, 9 assists, 1 assist away from a triple-double. Damian Dotson had 21 points tonight, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Manuel Mudiay had 14 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, also 4 turnovers. Kadeem Allen, called up from the G League. Played well, 16 points, 7 for 10 from the field, 3 rebounds, only 1 assist. Alonzo Trier played 17 minutes. He had 4 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Mitchell Robinson, only 2 points, 0 for 3 from the field. He had 10 rebounds, had 2 blocks to go with it, 1 steal. Lance Thomas played 15 minutes. He had 2 points, 2 rebounds. John Jenkins had 2 points, 2 rebounds. Luke Cornett had no points. Henry Ellenson played 4 minutes, had no points, 1 rebound, and 2 turnovers. Take a look at the San Antonio Spurs. DeMar DeRozan, the Spurs had pretty, balanced scoring. They scored 109 points. Scoring is pretty balanced. 13 points for DeMar DeRozan. 4 rebounds, 7 assists. 18 points for LaMarcus Aldridge. I never really liked LaMarcus Aldridge. When they were talking about him coming to the Knicks, I wasn't excited about it at all. Never been a fan of Aldridge. But he had 18 points, 11 rebounds. Jacob Poeltl had 12 points, 9 rebounds. Brian Forbes had 13 points, 1 rebound. Look at all these names, man. Jacob Poeltl, Brian Forbes, Derek White at point guard. Just take a look at who Greg Popovich is getting it done with. You got 2 stars, DeMar DeRozan, LaMarcus Aldridge. But then you got guys that are kind of unsung. But because Greg Pop is Greg Pop and he knows what he's doing, and he holds people accountable to the Spurs, he gets it done with guys that he finds gems. Probably more so creates gems. He has a system of play and he knows what he's looking for. So instead of just looking for the overall talent, he knows how to look for skills that's going to fit inside of what they do as a basketball team. And then what happens? Players become stars or better players because he's capitalizing on their strengths. Just a tidbit about culture and systems and things like that. Patty Mills had 9 points, 1 rebound, 5 assists. Bertans, he had 9 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. Bellinelli had 12 points. Rudy Gay had 12 points. Dante Covington, no points. Lonnie Walker had 2 points. Watch out. Lonnie Walker was hurt this season. Watch out for Lonnie Walker in the future with the San Antonio Spurs. I felt bad for Lonnie Walker when he got hurt this season. But watch out for him. Just watch out. Because I believe that in the future, Lonnie Walker can be a player for the San Antonio Spurs. That's just my opinion, ladies and gentlemen. I could be wrong. But I think he'll have a good future for the San Antonio Spurs. Keep a close eye on Lonnie Walker. All right. I want to ask you guys. I want to find out from you. What are we going to do with Kadeem Allen? He continues to prove and show that he belongs in the NBA. What are we going to do? He's in our system. He's developing in our system. Well, in our program, with the Westchester Knicks, coming back and forth between the Westchester Knicks and the Knicks. What are we going to do with him? Looking at, we got, I don't know. So many things are in flux. I don't know. God forbid we let him go and he ends up in San Antonio. I could see something like that happening. And he becomes their starting point guard or something crazy. Who knows? But what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? I want to find out from you guys. What do you think we're gonna do with Kadeem Allen? What's gonna happen? Because he continues to prove that he can play in the NBA, and he should be playing in the NBA. That he is an NBA player. I know he's a little bit older. Let me see, Nate. I'm gonna come to you, Nate.
Kadeem Allen. So I'm telling you, man, the more I see this guy play, I see it Avery Bradley type. Good defender. He's got a decent jump shot. Good aggressiveness. I think he's like 6'5", right? 6'5", right?
I'm not exactly sure of his height, but
okay, I think he's around 6'4", 6'5". He's a player, man. He hustles. He hustles. I mean, I watched that Spurs game, and I'll tell you this right now: Moutier does not need to be starting as point guard. Okay, he does nothing to do to facilitate the team. All he does is look for his own shot or turn over the ball. Kadeem Allen, I personally think Kadeem Allen should be the starting point guard because at least the guy can facilitate the offense and play good defense. That's one thing that I really like about him. But going forward, I've said this before, he's the perfect backup for us. I mean, as long as we have Dennis Smith on this team, Kadeem Allen will not start. But if we traded Dennis Smith and didn't sign Kyrie, I'd give a strong look at Kadeem Allen. The guy has got some skill. and he's so poised, you know, and he plays great defense.
Yeah.
He's kind of like Frank, but with more aggression.
Yeah. Big shout out to Daryl Pemberton. He said, from what I seen tonight, Kadeem reminds me of a young Gary Payton. The kid plays with energy on defense. He definitely plays with a lot of energy on defense. He plays with a lot of energy on defense. He's a little bit older, so he's a little bit wiser with the basketball. He understands what to do with the basketball, where to go with the basketball. We'll see what happens in free agency, and he may have won himself a contract somewhere.
Yeah.
In free agency, but he should be a player that you can get at a value. We're gonna see how this whole thing shakes loose, man. Isaiah, I see you had your hand raised. Then I'm gonna come to C Dog. All right, Isaiah.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, we talk about what are the Knicks gonna do with Kadeem Allen.
Sim, you know who I'm rocking with. If it was my choice personally, I'm going with Kadeem Allen and Frank, because I'm a big fan of. I don't need my point guards to be athletic. I need my point guards to be smart. Me personally, I'd rather go with a Jason Kidd versus a Steve Francis any day of the week. But I mean, the way Fizdale wants to play, I don't understand. His style is more athletic point guards, whatever. I mean, I'll go Kadeem Allen and Frank. I'm not big on Dennis Smith and Moody. I mean, look at tonight. I mean, Moody had what, 2 assists? I mean, and it's not even like the assist that like he gets the players involved and he doesn't get the assist, and he doesn't. When I watch Moutier play, he doesn't set up players. Even when I watch Dennis Smith Jr. plays, he gets assists, but his system based on more penetration and kicking out. He doesn't even set up the offense right. Kadeem Allen, when I see Kadeem Allen play, I have confidence that I'm not worried about him. I'm not worried about him when he's on the floor, because I know what he's going to do. He's going to set up the offense. He's going to play hard. He's going to defend. He's going to take good, efficient shots. Again, I'm not really big on athletic point guards, but I guess the way Fizz is, he likes athletic point guards, but we'll see.
I think what it is, with Fizz, this is what I see that he wants from the point guard spot. I think he wants the type of guards that can put constant pressure on the defense and constantly attack. That's that has that's playing downhill and has the defense backpedaling on a regular basis, right? Putting pressure on the defense to get back. I think that's what he wants to do and the style that he wants to play. And I think I don't think there's anything wrong with that style, but I think you've got to have players that know how to attack, but attack wisely. And know.
Oh, you're talking about
under
IQ.
control.
Sam, you're talking about IQ.
And then bring it back and get into a set if necessary. And if you want to play it, because I know he wants to play fast, and if you're gonna play fast and be able to attack, you know what's gonna happen when you play fast and you be able to and you attack. There's gonna be more turnovers naturally because you're playing fast. You're attacking a little bit more. There's gonna be some bad plays out there. You gotta have really, really smart guards though to limit those bad plays. To me, it seems like that's the way he wants to play. I think there's more than one way to attack. I don't think attacking always has to be with dribble penetration or dribbling the ball up the floor. You still want dribble penetration, but I think you can attack the defense also by zooming the ball up the floor by passing. You get the ball, boom, 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 and you get up the floor.
Oh, Sim, you can't pass if you're dead last in the league.
But even if it doesn't lead to the straight up assist, and it's a hockey, because an assist a lot of times is you got a guy sitting on the sideline looking and saying, is that an assist or not? Right? Kind of he's determining based on some criteria if it's an assist, if it's not an assist. So sometimes an assist, you might think it's an assist, and the guy on the sideline doesn't think it's an assist. Whatever. Just as long as, to me, we're getting the ball in the right places at the right time, whether or not it's an assist or not, may not always determine if you are passing the ball with pace, making the right passes to the right people. And I think that's the way you can put pressure on that defense, not just by dribbling to the basket, but, you pass the ball, you move the ball, and you move it with such velocity, such speed, and such power. And you got man movement that's moving at that same speed and power with great timing.
This is Spurs.
Right? Then you're going to put pressure on that defense to play defense. And you're going to get dribble penetration, but you're going to get dribble penetration because the ball is being swung to the other side of the floor. The defense is out of position, and now you can go because the defense is out of position. And then it causes everyone else to collapse, and you can kick, swing, kick, swing, if that's what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? You can attack the defense in that way as well.
Hey, Sam.
That's what I see.
Sam.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say, so one more thing, and then you see go. So I've seen. So there's been times, Sam, when I've seen the Knicks do the right passes. Like they'll do the ball movement, they'll cut, and what I've noticed is they'll do the right things, and then when they miss, they say, okay, that's it. We're not gonna do it anymore. We're not gonna go back to that. I've seen that a couple of times when it's just like we do the right plays, and I'm saying finally the Knicks are doing it, they're moving the ball, but they miss. But I'll take it because they're doing it right, and I know eventually if they keep doing it, they'll score. But what I notice is when they do that, they be like, oh, we did it, and we're just not going to go back to it. Yeah. That's the part that really frustrates me with the Knicks, and that's on Fizdale too, because I've seen them do the right plays and miss the shot, but they lose. They don't go back to it because they seen the shot miss. I'm like, okay, this doesn't work. So let me go back to being individual. Like there's been too many, and this is why I say this is on coaching. When yes, the players like playing for Fizz, but on the court they play so selfish, and it's not even funny how selfish they play. And you can see it's evident that we're dead last in assists. That just shows me that team plays very, very selfish. And they don't pass the ball, and they don't do ball movement. That's what gets me mad with the Knicks.
Yeah. All right. Let me get to C-Dog. And I want to answer, Travis Fisher asked in the chat, what do I think Dennis Smith Jr.'s ceiling is? I think his ceiling is Stevie franchise. I think that's probably his ceiling. We'll see if he can, if Knicks can help him develop. I never want to say the Knicks develop him. If the Knicks can help him develop and become, even more than Stevie franchise. But I kind of see that being who he becomes, as Stevie Francis. C-Dog, man, what's popping?
What's up, man?
I'm good. So let me ask you, what happens with Kadeem Allen, man? What do you think? With the Knicks.
I like Allen. Now, if I had my wish, we need 2 point guards on this team. Either Kyrie with Allen as the backup, or Morant with Allen as the backup.
Okay.
Everybody else.
Okay.
All they got is if they get 2 of them, we'll be straight. As long as you got to deal with Moutier and deal with Frank, Dennis Smith Jr. as the point guard, it ain't gonna work. They're not point guard. Moutier's a point guard, but he's stuck. He ain't gonna be here next year. But Frank is the 2 guard. They got him playing the point guard, but he's not a real point. So you're gonna get the results you get.
Well, when and if Frank comes back, because Frank might not even come back this season with the way it's looking. When and if Frank does come back, I don't think they're gonna play him at the point guard spot at all. I think he's probably gonna play the 2-3.
Hey. I've been saying that from the beginning.
What's going on with Frank, man?
Kadeem or Morant. We need 2 to 3.
Is Frank's time up? Do you think his time is up in New York?
Nah, his time ain't up. They can use him. They can definitely use him. he ain't no starting point guard not for the NBA. Not at all.
Yeah.
He's a backup point guard, if anything.
Who you talking about? Frank, backup point guard, if anything.
Yeah, he's not
what
a
happens,
starting point
man.
guard.
We're gonna see what happens there with Frank. Right now, he's missed his 21st straight game tonight. 21 straight games. Let's see what's up. I'm gonna come to my man right here. I forgot his name. I know he's been in the chat before with the Nike shirt on. Hey, what's going on, my man? What's your name again?
What's going on, Sam?
What's your name again? Oh, you break it up.
My name is Kevon.
Oh, Kevon. There you go. That's right. Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I forgot.
Up?
Yeah, what's going on, Kevon, man?
It's all good, bro. It's all good, man. Happy to be in the chat.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. So what do you think, man? What do you think the Knicks do with Allen, and what's up with Frank? Is Frank coming back?
We got to keep Allen. This is a guy who worked his way up. He came through the D League. Well, he started off like with the Celtics, and we picked him up, and he's been balling for the D League. And now you see tonight he comes on the NBA floor, and he's automatically one of our best guys. Now I attribute that to partly him being, good, but also I attribute that to a little bit of his guard-heavy offense, which I don't like. It seems like every guard that we get has their 2 weeks of shine. But that's not to take away from Kadeem, because he worked his way up. I think we keep him. He probably's not going to cost nowhere near the Moody. Moody has got to go. Why do we have Moody on this team still? I don't know. He's going to be too expensive, especially if we're trying to go for free agents this year. Mm-hmm. It's clear that we need to keep Kadeem. And I'm not sure if you asked me about Frank. I don't know. But when it comes to Frank, the writing's on the wall. I could go on a long sermon about Frank, but I'm not about to do that. I just think that when it comes to Frank, he honestly, if Frank made 10% more of his shots, and I know that sounds crazy because but a lot of his shots were great form, but they just ended up not going in. And I just feel like as a player, a lot of people will be a lot more of a fan when it comes to Frank if the ball went in 5% more. This would not even be a discussion. But we'll see what happens with Frank. I personally think he's going to be traded for the 22nd pick in the draft or some type of crap like that in cash considerations. I think the writing's on the wall, but that's where I am with those.
I don't think Frank is going to become the player that he's going to become with the Knicks. I honestly think and feel that some way, somehow, he may end up in Dallas. I really do think that.
How many more trades can we actually do with Dallas?
I don't know. But
what is a fair return for Frank? I don't know. I honestly think he's gone during the draft. Somebody brought up this point, which I actually kind of want to know. Somebody brought up the point, because I'm in another Knicks forum thing. They were saying that this injury might be management trying to hide Frank because they already have a trade kind of worked out and they don't want his value to take any more dips. So I don't know because this has been a really long injury. And it kind of came out of nowhere in the sense that nobody expected it to last as long.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, and Isaiah's saying that this is not the first groin injury, so it might be something recurring. So yeah, I don't know. I'm personally still a Frank believer. I think that defense-wise, he's still one of our best defenders. I think dude could actually continue to grow into being 6'7", 6'8". I think he could play on the wing pretty darn well. But, the problem here is not Frank. The problem is Fizdale, and I'm not trying to be another let's fire the coach. But, I mean, our offense is terrible. Like, the offensive play calling is terrible. I hate that, DeAndre Jordan catching the ball at the three-point line and looking for handoffs. Like, think about it. When, DeAndre Jordan is at the three-point line holding the ball, looking for somebody to hold it off to, that's just dead time. Because DeAndre Jordan's not going to shoot that. DeAndre Jordan doesn't even have the passing skills that a Joakim Noah had back in the day or that Jokic has now. So that's just dead time. Our offense play calling is honestly a waste of time. And it's a waste of time.
Yeah, I feel you. And that's the thing. Frank's not going to play that type of game. He's not a freelance type of a player, so he needs to have some structure. And that's why I think somehow, some way, I don't know what kind of trade or whatever. I think that they would. I think that he's going to end up somehow, some way. I think he may end up in Dallas. Maybe it's not the first trade, but I think it comes back around there. Just because they have this whole Euro thing going on in Dallas, right? And he knows how to play that style of game. And, if you got, what's his name? Being a primary ball handler. And, all he has to do is make some plays when his number is called, play some defense. That's exactly what he's going to be meant to do. And if they're willing to accept him being that type of player, which I think Rick Carlisle will.
Right.
Yeah, I think that he could be a valuable piece over there in Dallas. And I wouldn't put it past him ending up there. I wouldn't put it past him ending up in Dallas, ending up in San Antonio, maybe a place like Toronto. I wouldn't put him past him ended up in a place like that, where they actually have a style of play and they know what they want to do and they would understand where he fits into their style of play. All right, Isaiah, I'm coming to you. I'm gonna unmute everybody since there's only 3 of us in here.
Hey, Sim.
Yeah.
So let me get this right. With Knicks fans. So we want to trade a young talent so he can be good somewhere else, like we did over all these years. I just want to get that straight with a lot of fans. They want to trade a young talent, which the Knicks have historically have done, and they have flourished outside of the Knicks. And they want us. And people complain about Frank, but if he becomes good, people gonna be like, that's what kills me with Knicks fans sometimes is that historically we traded D'Lo, Wilson Chandler,
Ariza.
Oh my God! Now we talk about Ariza, who was a major part of the championship. Nate Robinson, but David Lee. I mean, how many times are we gonna keep trading young talent and it become good and it become good role players somewhere else?
Give me 1 second. Because I'm looking in the chat and I've seen people say, so why didn't they trade for Frank then? And I think sometimes you just got to look at how trades work out. Sometimes the money has to work. And at that point, from what I understand, the Knicks turned down trade offers for Frank at that point. Right? I think Orlando wanted Frank Ntilikina. They turned it down. I don't, who knows what kind of conversations went on as far as that trade is concerned with KP and Dennis Smith Jr. I just think that is a place that he could end up. That's all.
Right.
And it doesn't mean he's going to end up being there.
Michael Carter-Williams to a 10-day, so they're desperate for a point guard because anytime you sign Michael Carter-Williams, you desperate.
Wait, hold on, wait. Yo, Bodega, stop playing with me. Stop calling me a she. Stop playing with me. Don't do.
Yo, can I bring up a point about the playing styles? This is what scares me about Fizdale, right? Fizdale wants to play this ball dominant style of basketball, right? You see it with certain teams who are definitely not going to win the championships. LeBron kind of plays it from his point forward position. Harden plays it, but you know that's not going to suffice. It's not going to be sufficient in the playoffs, right? So you have to have a superlative talent at the point guard position, which you don't have, right? And the funny thing is that if you look at the guys, the two free agents that are linked to us the most, Kyrie and KD. When KD was with the Thunder, right, playing with Westbrook, he didn't like the style of play because it was literally backyard basketball, right? It was, hey, Westbrook dribbles the ball, does whatever. Durant dribbles the ball and basically just plays ISO or does whatever and tries to score, right? Durant goes over to the Warriors, plays off-ball plus on-ball solid basketball, mix it up, and it makes him that much more dangerous, right? Makes him harder to guard versus when he was basically shut down versus the Heat because they knew what the game plan was. That's one. Kyrie goes over, right? He's playing with the Cavaliers, right? He didn't like the style of play. I understand some stuff with LeBron. Doesn't like the style of play because essentially, LeBron has the ball, he might pass me for the shot, or if I have the ball, I play as like the scoring sniper, whatever, right? And he said himself, I want to go over to, I appreciate going over to the Celtics because I'm actually learning from Brad Stevenson, like there's actual coaching, blasey, blasey, blasey. Now, he can take us as snipes against LeBron and Tyrone Lue and whatever, but there's a point to it, right? When he went over to the Celtics, even though now he's starting to revert to it now, maybe that's making him a little angry or whatever because there's like the make of the team. They were doing well because there's so many weapons on the team, and Brad Stevens had a nuanced style of playing where it wasn't just on ball, just play a sniper, right? It was making the hockey pass. It was getting the ball around to Horford and back over to the Morris brother and then back over, to Jaylen Brown, whatever, moving the ball around, getting the ball to an advantageous position on the wing, right? So where a guy can drive to the basket, they collapse, he passes to Horford makes a layup, right? The thing that scares me the most is that if we get KD and Kyrie, we're reverting back to the same type of basketball that they did not like. This guard-heavy solid basketball or solid basketball where they dribble, and look to score. Now, these are both superlative talents, right? But they do not like it where basically their game is basically respectable. If I play a guy like KD, right? And look, KD's one of the greatest scorers I've ever seen in my life. Natural scores, right? But watch how dangerous he was with the Warriors versus how predictable he was with the OKC Thunder. Go watch the 2011 finals against the Heat, 2012, whichever one it was. Watch how predictable, how they shut him down defensively. And go watch how unpredictable his scoring is when he's with the Warriors in those playoffs. Like, that's the thing I'm scared of because I'm not trying to say fire Fizdale, but I can easily see a firing happening because that style of basketball, one, it's not going to get anyone else involved. It's just going to be between those two, and those two are going to get sick of it because as much as they like to, build their profile, whatever, they do not like that style of basketball. It does not work for the most part. The teams that have been winning the past few years, the Spurs and the Warriors, have been winning consistently over the past year. I know
they pass the ball and play unselfish.
They pass the ball. Even when the Heat won, going back and look what they did. The Heat won with against OKC. What did they do? They had LeBron from the post, operating, passing around to a whole bunch of shooters, and guys could drive to the basket from the wing. That's a facilitated, nuanced style of basketball that Fizdale is not running. So I'm just very scared because I don't know if Fizdale's just not coaching just because he's like, all right, whatever we're going to do is for the future. Maybe he has some wrinkles up his sleeve. Hopefully have a different style of basketball when these guys come over. But if not, Sim, I'm watching these teams. I'm watching these lines that we put out there, and I watch how we play. Like Kavan said, I'm watching the big man, DJ. His only thing on offense, if he's not going for an alley-oop or going down low to hope for the alley-oop, is there to sit there and just hand off the ball to some guy up top. It is so predictable. I wish there was a stat, and I'll be quiet after this. I wish there was a stat that showed the number of yards that every role player runs while the main ball handler has a ball in his hand. And I bet you the Knicks probably have the lowest in the league. I watch it. I watch not every play, but I watch it. I try to pay attention to every play that I see it, and I always look at the peripheral players, the ancillary players on the side, and see the movement. And there's no movement. So even if you want to play a ball-dominant position, Sim, style of basketball, Sim, if I have a point guard, right, say he gets past his first man, right, but everybody else is stagnant, all I got to do is just slide my man over, and if I know they don't have shooters, I'm just gonna stop him at the basket. Now I have 2-3 guys at the basket stopping Moutier from making one of his stupid layups. And we don't have a depth enough passes where once they get to the basket, they can swim it around to the other guy or pass it out before the thing, as the other guy from the wing collapses, the defender from the wing collapses, and pass it down to three. We don't have a nuanced style of basketball, a nuanced style of players on his team. So I'm really scared as to what Fizdale's running because it's very elementary and it's a style of basketball that people are moving away from because they know it doesn't work. The only place it's really working is the Rockets, and that's only because James Harden's getting every call.
That doesn't even work if they lose
It's not going to work in the playoffs. It's not going to work in the finals. So I don't know. I'm very scared for where this coach is going, man. I can see Fizdale getting fired because they're just not going to. They don't want that style of basketball. It doesn't work. They ran away from it, and now they're coming back to it in New York. Nah, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. We're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. Sunday, the Knicks play the Lakers on Sunday at 12 o'clock. Now, I am going to be. I'll be watching the game, but I'll be at Coppin State University as my daughter does a tour of the school.
She's a beast.
On Sunday.
She's a beast.
LeBron gonna dunk on everybody. It's gonna be embarrassing.
So I will not be on until later that night, till about 10:30 Sunday night. All right, but I will be on, but it'll be like 10:30 Sunday night because we've got to go. We got to go through this tour and
yeah, she's a dog, yo,
and everything. But the Knicks play the Lakers, and the Lakers are a team that is disappointing. I had a disappointing season in my terms. I thought that they were going to be in the playoffs. You had the LeBron injury, and then with everything with the trade, for AD.
Yeah, we're going to beat the Lakers.
And all
we
that
gonna beat
kind
the
of
Lakers.
stuff. I think it really just ruined the team.
Don't this shit make my people want to?
I can't even talk. This guy got to talk over me.
Yeah.
I thought I was mute, man.
See, I'm muting him. I'm putting him in mutiny. Get out of here. The Lakers are a team that, we'll see how that's going. That thing might have the potential to just implode in LeBron. What are the chances that it really just implodes? LeBron ends his career on really a sour note in LA. What do you think?
Possible. Aren't they trying to look to trade him? Oh, no, sorry, whoa, I take it back. Weren't there rumors that they're getting so sick of the Rich Paul agency thing that they're looking to trade him?
Are they? I don't know.
You gotta think about it this way. Rob Pelinka is a former agent, right? If I'm an agent, why would I want to send my guy to that agency, one, to play for that guy's agency essentially, or they still see it as his agency, two, to play with LeBron James, who if we win, he gets the credit. If we lose, I get the blame and my client looks bad. Yeah. So LeBron James, he's
I guess they contemplated. I guess they contemplated it. They thought about trading LeBron James.
Would you trade him? I would. I get some first round.
Yeah, it's starting to look and feel like this thing could really blow up, and that it could really blow up. I'm not a LeBron James fan at all. Right, but I do respect him. I respect the things he does for the community and all that stuff.
Agreed.
I respect his career, his legacy, what he's done in basketball. I would hate to see it end the way it could end in LA. You know what I mean? I would hate to see it end like that. They just end up being, this mediocre team that just kind of meddles in the middle. I don't know if LeBron will have it though.
It's not happening. Anthony Davis is on his way.
Think so?
He's on his way. Plain and simple. Somebody's on their way. Somebody's on their way when it comes to. Now, I hate the Lakers as much as anybody, but I just got a feeling that there's no way that it ends like this. There's got to be somebody on their way.
Okay.
Somebody's on their way. I don't know who, but whether it's Kawhi,
Who's coming?
Anthony Davis,
or Paul George said his childhood dream was the Lakers. He's always thought about playing Lakers. As soon as LeBron got there, this guy was like, you know what? OKC is not that bad, man. No one wants to
I
play
don't
with
think it has to do with LeBron being there. Is that, I mean, Russell Westbrook and Paul George like found the chemistry, and I think they actually
No, it's because
friendship.
no one wants to play.
I mean,
No one wants to play with LeBron.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But the Knicks play the Lakers on Sunday. The Lakers Sunday.
I think he cut us
12
off.
o'clock.
Yeah, come on, no one wants to play with this dude.
Yeah. You know, that's going to be something interesting to watch over the next few years to see how that goes down. You know. But listen, guys, man, I'm tired. I'm really, really tired. I'm operating right now on like 2 hours of sleep, and I gotta wake up 8 o'clock tomorrow morning and go do a fundraiser.
Damn,
You know what I mean? I don't know when is the next time I'm really gonna get a chance to get some sleep. Because when I get off of this, I'm actually getting off of this, and I have one more project that I have to complete for another client. That I have to complete it tonight because they need it by tomorrow. Right? I don't know when the next time I'm really gonna get some good sleep. I really don't. I don't know when it's gonna be. Because I'm gonna complete this project and then I'm gonna get up 8 o'clock tomorrow morning so I can go do this fundraiser. Now, after the fundraiser, I'll get a chance to come home and relax a little bit.
You're the only one on mute.
So, you know, I don't know. Look, this guy, why he's got ho-hos? Why do you got ho-hos up there? Nobody want to see your ho-hos, man.
I'll show people your private parts. Is what I'm
Yo.
Oh, man. Y'all people tripping, man. Y'all be tripping. Look, I'm out, guys, man. I'm gonna go take care of this stuff. Again, Sunday, I'll be on at 10:30 on Sunday. 10:30 p.m. So the game is early, but I'll be on at 10:30 p.m. Because like I said, my daughter, we have a visit to Coppin State, a tour of the school and stuff like that. So we'll be there all day, and I won't be able to get on. All right. Isaiah, what's up, man?
I just want to say one thing. This ho-ho was good, but I just want to shout out to your daughter, yo. She's a beast. That's a little sis. And if anybody ever brings up a freaking apron with a girl playing basketball, I'm going to slap the crap out of you. That girl's a beast.
Well,
I don't want to hear none of that crap. If I had a daughter,
she's got a lot of work to do. She's got a lot of work to do, but she's getting there. She's got a lot of work to do, though.
Yeah, but this ho-ho, man, I'm going to go relax. I'm going to go sleep with this ho-ho. Everybody have a good night, man. Don't, you know.
I thought you were supposed to, hold up. What happened to this whole diet thing that you was on?
Oh, nah, you know what? Oh, I got some good news I forgot to tell you.
No, wait a minute. No. You try to change the subject real quick. What happened?
Nah, I'm just eating this little snack. I'm a little snack. I can eat a little snack. I'm a snack.
A little snack at 12:58 in the morning.
Don't tell my girl. Girl, so
yeah.
But I got some good news though, Sim.
What's up?
I passed my physical correctional officer test.
Okay, congratulations.
Nice.
Congratulations.
So,
Big shout out.
Please, black people, I don't want to arrest you and put you in the system, but I will.
Oh, he popo now. Oh, crap.
I might be popo. I got my interview next month.
Oh, you with the peoples.
Look, see that? Look, he passed his physical. Now he got snacks under the pillowcase. Right? He passed the physical, now he got snacks under the pillowcase.
Hey, listen, man. See? Shout out to your daughter. We gonna end on this good note. I got this ho-ho. We gonna blow. We gonna go.
All right,
my
man.
slogan.
Makes sense.
All right, hey, I'll catch you guys on Sunday. If I'm able to, I might try to do this draft, this March Madness thing tomorrow.
It's all about Zion.
Yo, get your man Mark. Mark is wild in the chat.
But yeah, if I can, I don't know. I'm not promising anything, man, because it's been the last 3 weeks has just been kind of crazy. But if I can find a way to get a little bit of rest, I'll come on and do this March Madness draft thing. If not, then you'll see me Sunday night, 10:30. All right. I definitely appreciate you guys being on with me. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Ring the notification bell. You get a notification anytime that I go live, drop a video, whatever it is. Hit me with a thumbs up. I know my lighting isn't as it's kind of messed up. I don't like it, but you know, it's what happens when I'm kind of doing some more renovations and doing some other things. So that's what it is. It's cool. It's all good. I see you guys Sunday night, 10:30. Remember, I got those VIP memberships available. Go to my website. Check out the VIP memberships. All right. I'm going to catch you guys. Sunday, 10:30.